5 pieces of equipment that you need in order to make more firewood faster and better. Here we go. Number 1, get a pro saw. Get a bigger saw. Don't use a little weenie saw trying to do big production. If you're using a 40 or a 50cc saw, something that's smaller to mid-sized, yeah, they work. Yes, you can cut wood with them. Yes, they might be easier to handle. But when you get a pro saw, a bigger one, like a 70cc, like this Echo 7310, or if you get, say, a steel 462, something like that, or this is a Husqvarna 592, a 90cc saw. When you got a 70, a 80, or a 90cc saw, you can make wood twice as fast. Twice as fast. It's not even close. When I went from using a 50cc saw to a 70cc saw, night and day. My production doubled. I was able to cut twice as much, twice as fast. Get a pro saw. They will hold their value. You will make more firewood fast. That's the number 1 thing you can do above anything else. This is the piece of equipment you gotta have. And I don't care what brand it is, get a bigger saw. Pro saws are better, they last longer, they run better, they're made better, they hold their value better. Get a pro saw. Number 2, get a dependable truck. Bigger is usually better. It doesn't have to be new, but get a truck that you can depend on, one that runs good, that you can do deliveries with, go get wood, haul wood, pick up wood. A good truck is everything. No, I'm not talking a weenie truck either. Same as chainsaws. Get a full-size truck, get at least a half-ton or 3/4 ton. I myself have been using this Tundra now for about 10 years. I had 2 Fords and 2 Chevys before I had this Tundra. So far the Tundra has by far been the best, but this is the older version. It's not the newer ones with the exploding, grenading engines. This has got the V8. It's got the 5.7 liter engine. I've had no problems with this. All I've done to this truck in 10 years is put tires on. I've done brakes, battery, struts. That's it. That's all I've done to it. And I got 255,000 miles on it now. It's been awesome. I'm gonna have a hard time replacing this. I do want to get a bigger truck. A 3/4 ton would be ideal. I am looking at getting a new one sometime soon. Bigger is better. You get a little bitty truck like a Ranger or a Tacoma or a Canyon, whatever, you know, smaller size truck, or the new Maverick, which is basically a car with you can haul bread with it or something. You want something you can pull a load, haul a load. You can put some weight into it. 3/4 ton, 1 ton would be ideal for most guys doing firewood because you're hauling a lot of weight. I haul with a trailer all the time. I deliver with loads of wood. Anywhere from 5 to 7 to 10,000 pounds I'm pulling with this thing almost 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes day after day after day, hauling load after load. This truck has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars because it's been dependable. I've used it a lot for my business and I can depend on it. It just works. I don't care what brand you get. I don't care if you're a Ford guy. I don't care if you're a Dodge guy. I don't care if you're a Chevy guy or a Toyota guy. Whatever it is you like, get a dependable one. And like I said, it doesn't need to be new. It can be used, but in good condition. Keep it in good repair. Take care of your truck. Your truck is your lifeblood when it comes to running a firewood business or just getting firewood for yourself and hauling stuff. I don't know why anybody would drive anything besides the truck myself, but I'm like that. Number 3, get a professional fast splitter. A box door splitter will work. It's good enough to start with, but the big change in my business was when I got my Easton Made Ultra. It had a 4-second cycle time. My old splitters had 16, 17-second cycle time. They were box door splitters. They were like, you know, $1,000, $1,200. But when I invested the $5,000 into getting my Easton Made Ultra, I was able to process firewood 3 times as fast, almost 4 times as fast. It was night and day. I used to split wood for hours and hours and hours and hours and not really get anywhere. It just took forever. When I got that Ultra, it was a game changer. Now, again, the brands, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of really good ones out there. This one is on loan to me right now from Wolf Ridge. It is the 17 VS vertical splitter. It's awesome. It's about a $12,000 splitter. Yes, that's a lot of money, but you're gonna make a lot of money with it because you can go faster. Easton Made also makes a vertical splitter. It's an awesome splitter. Everybody likes it, the Axis. I know guys that have them, they think they're fantastic, and they are. I've used them. This is also a nice version. So Wolf Ridge makes great splitters. Easton Made makes fantastic splitters. there's brute force, and there's a lot of other ones out there that you can look at and get for splitters. They all work, they're all good, but get a fast one. Power is not everything. A lot of guys think, oh, I got to get this splitter because I can split stuff that's, you know, huge and big knots. It's 40 tons of pressure for the splitting wedge. Speed is more important than your power. Speed is more important than your power. I'm gonna say that one more time. Speed is more important than your power. My Easton-made Ultra that I have, I think it's only like a 13 or 14 ton splitter. This one happens to be a 17. 14 tons is still a lot of pressure, especially if you're using a single wedge. It's plenty to go through anything that I've tried splitting. If you know how to split, 14, 15 is enough. Now, a lot of the box store splitters that you see on the market, and they'll say 25 tons, 30 tons, 35 tons, that's not actual. Most of that stuff is made in China, and they aren't regulated on how they're actually rated. They say that's what they are, but generally they're about half of that. So if you got a 25 ton splitter and it's a box store one that's made in China, it's generally gonna be 12, 13, 14 tons is all, which is enough. But it's the speed of that ram that pushes the wood through. If you've got anywhere from a 12 to a 14 to a 15 or a 17-second cycle time, you're not gonna be able to produce wood very fast. I know, I've been there, I've done that, I quit that, I got a faster splitter. You want a splitter that's got a cycle time of at least 6 seconds. That to me is like a minimum, 6 seconds. 5's better, 4's better yet. Once you get past 4, you really can't keep up with the machine. I have found that with our Ultra, when I'm using it, it takes 2 guys going as fast as you can. 3 is actually better because you can have one guy removing material, you know, loading it, getting more material, getting rounds to it, another guy lifting, another guy kind of clearing, and one guy running the lever. It just basically takes 2 to 3 guys to run a professional machine at its peak. You will not keep up with the machine. The machine will outwork you, which is what you want. You want the machine to outwork you. If you're outworking a machine, you got a problem. Get a pro splitter. You'll thank me. Trust me. And it doesn't matter if there is a 6-way wedge or a 4-way wedge or a single wedge. I recommend getting a splitter that you can do both with, that you can put different wedges on it. Vertical splitters tend to be just vertical with single wedges. They're more accurate, very precise. This one here has a little over a 4-second cycle time. Because you use your foot to actuate the ram in and out, the wedge in and out, you got your hands free to do the work. So it's actually quite fast. But I know with my Ultra, when I have smaller rounds, stuff that's 12 to say 6 inches, the 4-way wedge is awesome because it's one pass and you're done. When you're using a single wedge, it works great for doing bigger stuff. And if you want to do more precise cuts, and if you want to, make sure you're doing a good job when you've got crotches and you've got knots and stuff like that, a single wedge is really nice. So they work great. More wedges is better, but it's also messier and you need a little more power for it. Now, some of the features you should look for on your splitter should be, this one here has a foot pedal to make the wedge go up and down, which is nice because you got your hands free. So that's a big thing. You can use your hands to move stuff. That's great. On my Ultra, you have to use the lever, but it's horizontal, so you're basically splitting with that. With your hand on the wood, you can guide it. So having a foot actuated lever to start it is really nice to have the foot pedal. Another really nice thing to have is a log lift. Now this 17 VS along with the Easton-made Axis, they have log lifts. So if you're doing really big stuff and you need to lift it up and you're not wanting to hurt yourself or wear yourself out, the log lift is really nice. To me, the thing that's nicest about the log lift is, of course, you can lift big stuff. But number one is that when you lift with it, you basically have a much bigger work area. You can fill that whole area up, so it works pretty awesome. Another big thing and a feature you can look for in machines like this, the professional ones, is the auto return. When your wedge goes through, if you let go, when it completes its cycle, it goes back by itself. That's a time saver because you can just run the machine and let it go. A lot of the Easton-made products have auto return, where you just hit the lever. As it's splitting that piece, you grab your next piece, you can put your next one on, go again. So much faster for production. Another feature is some of these professional models come with elevators. This one does not have an elevator. This one would attach right here. You can get it with an elevator. This one doesn't have it. The Easton-made Axis also has an elevator. A lot of the Wolfridge products have little elevators, and so do a lot of the Easton-made products too. They have little elevators on them, so you can get your wood up and out of the way, because that is nice to have that. That will save you time. So besides having 2, 3, 4, even 5 times the production you can do with a bigger machine like this, another huge benefit is that they hold their value. You can buy a professional splitter, use it for 4, 5, 6 years, and sell it for pretty much what you paid for it, sometimes even more. They hold their value because they're made so well, they're made to last a lifetime. If you take care of them, they will last a long time. Pro, fast splitter, worth every penny. Number 4, dump trailer. Gotta have it. Now, you can use a regular small utility trailer to haul wood, which is good because you can hook it up to your truck, which you should have first. You can load it with wood, you can haul it, unload it, and you can move wood around. You can deliver wood, you can get it, whatever it is that you're doing to get your wood and haul it to where you need it. A trailer is awesome. You can haul way more wood with a trailer. Now, I first started with just a small utility trailer. It was a 5 by 8 foot trailer. I could haul 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord with it, and it worked for a year and a half or so. And then I bought a dump trailer. Changed everything. I was able to haul 4 face cords or a full cord and a third. So I doubled my production there. The other thing is I didn't have to hand unload anymore. I could load it up however we did it, whether it was by hand or with a tractor with a bucket. We could load it up. I could drive it to where I want the wood, dump it, go back and get some more. Changed everything. For deliveries, it was awesome. I was able to back up and just tip it up, have the wood slide out, drive away. Whereas hand unloading, every piece had to be touched one extra time. Dump trailer was awesome. It made a big difference in my business and just for producing wood in general. Now, I recommend getting something like this one right here. This is a baby dumper, I call it. It is the small galvanized trailer from N&N. I got it from Thumb Trailers. This is galvanized, so it'll never rust. Now, my first trailer was a black one, like this one you see back over here. This one off to the side. So you can get a steel trailer like this black one over here. This is Adams. We also have another one the farm has, and then I have another galvanized trailer. Now, steel ones are fine. You're gonna pay a little less, but if you live anywhere that there's winter and they use road salt, those rust out very fast. My first trailer lasted 4 or 5 years and it was solid rust after 4 or 5 years. And I bought it brand new. And it works great. It serviced very well. I made a lot of money with it hauling wood. But when I switched over to getting a galvanized trailer, I bought my N&N 12 by 6 trailer. It's a 10,000 pound trailer, tandem axle. I can haul 7,000 pounds of wood with that. I can do up to 5 face cords or a full cord in 2/3. If I stack it, if I do it loose, I can do a full cord and a third. I've got extended sides, works awesome. This little one right here, it's a 5 by 10, and I can haul 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord with it, which is what a lot of my deliveries are. So I do singles and doubles, as I call them. Fantastic, saves a ton of time. Now, because we have 4 trailers available here on the farm, I have my small little bitty baby dump trailer. This is Adams steel trailer over here. The farm has another black steel trailer, and then I also have my bigger trailer, my N&N 12 by 6 or 6 by 12. So we use them all the time. We use the bigger trailers for loading, moving wood around the wood yard for deliveries, and then my little one I use for deliveries too, so they work fantastic. Multiple trailers is awesome, I gotta tell you. I always thought 1 would be good, 2's better, 3 is more better, 4 is awesomeness. So, trailer is awesome. There's so much you can do with them too. People borrow them from me because they're like, ooh, you got a dump trailer. So we've used them for hauling gravel and sand and mulch, and people like the dump trailers, and there's a lot of people that want them that don't have them, and you will gain friends. Just like when you buy your first truck, you'll have more friends like, ooh, can you help me move? All that kind of good stuff. So besides being able to go do deliveries with this, I'm able to also go to tree service jobs that are being done, take my trailer there, they load it up for me, I bring wood back. It's awesome. I've done that a lot of times. Or if there's someone that's got an ad and they're trying to get rid of wood, they got it on their curbside pickup, I pull up, throw the wood in, drive away. And I've been able to get way more wood with a trailer than I ever could with my truck. Another thing that happens with people that have trailers is that you can get a lot of other stuff done, like I mentioned. You can haul mulch, you can haul brush, you can haul lawn, debris, stuff like that. You can haul gravel, sand, all the stuff that you need to have fun. Get a trailer. My brother Ken was using a car hauler trailer to haul all of his wood. They had sides on it. It was his buddy's trailer, and they could haul like, a full cord with it pretty easily. But then he bought a trailer like these one you see back over here. He bought it from my buddy Tony, a Sure Track, and my brother Ken said, At first it was like hard to spend the money because it was like 10 grand, something like that, whatever trailers cost. But he said he's made that money up 10 times over just in the last 2-3 years. He's now able to go get wood that he has available to him for free from a lumber mill, from his buddies that cut wood, extra stuff that's in places. There are guys that are loggers that have stuff that they don't want because it's something a mill won't take, or it's something that nobody else wants, but he can make firewood out of it. So he goes and gets wood all the time. So my brother Ken was able to go to this lumber mill in his area where they make railroad ties, and they do these cutoffs where they're too long for the trailer. And most of the time he can get them for either free or for very little money. He got 10 loads the other day at over a full cord per load. I think he said he was getting 4 to 5 face cords per load. He did 10 of them in one day. The next day he got a couple more. There's lots of stuff like that that happens in his area where there's loggers that have small amounts of wood that they can't send to the mill, or nobody wants it, or they're just trying to get rid of it. He gets free wood all the time. You can do the same thing. I highly recommend a dump trailer. Get a good one that'll last. It'll be worth it. Something like this galvanized trailer, again, they hold their value like the professional firewood splitters. They hold their value. You won't lose money on a dump trailer. Good purchase. Number 5, one of these. You want one, you need one, you desire one, you lust after one. Get one. It will save you so much work. I can't tell you how much work I've gotten done with a tractor that I could never do before. Again, life-changing. Again, not inexpensive, not cheap, and it's not the first thing you buy. This is something you work up to like I did. I recommend. And do it in the order like I said. Get yourself a bigger, better, faster chainsaw. Get yourself a good, dependable truck. Get yourself a professional wood splitter, something you can produce wood faster with. Get yourself a dump trailer. Next on your list should be one of these. A tractor or a skid steer. Either one, doesn't matter. Or an articulating loader would be awesome. I'd love one of those. That might be my next move. But I've been able to get so much work done with this tractor, it's not even funny. Everything from loading wood into a bucket to dump it into a bin, pulling the trailer around the wood yard, pushing stacks of wood or rounds into the pile. With the grapple, I'm able to load the firewood processor with it. We use it for plowing. We use it for a lot of stuff. Bert uses the tractor as much as I do, moving his totes around. This is something that is a major improvement to my firewood production that you guys should get to someday. And again, you don't have to buy a new one, get a good used one, work your way up, and then go from there. What I have done is I have saved my money, reinvested it back into the business so that it just keeps growing. It's a smart way to do it. Don't just go buy all this stuff right day one, unless you've got the money and you just want to buy some toys, which is what a lot of people do. They buy toys, but they don't really use them much. They just kind of rub them once in a while and polish them. I've never washed the tractor. I've never polished it. It gets used. It is a work vehicle, work tool, work machine, I should say. My truck is a work truck. It's not a show pony. I use my truck to haul wood, move wood, carry stuff. That's what I use it for. It's for work. It's not to sit in the driveway and look out the window and admire it. It's not for getting a loaf of bread or going for ice cream. It's for work. It's a work truck. This is a work tractor. That's what this is all about. This is about getting work done, not talking about it, doing it. That's what this is for. Tractor, skid steer. The attachments you can put on there can do so much. Or one of these. These are awesome. They're a little bit more expensive, but you can do more with them. You can lift more, you can move more. Very nice. If you can swing it, try one. You'll like it. I know I said 5, but I've got a 6th one. An elevator. Awesome. That's the next thing should be on your list is an elevator. Saves so much time. Saves a lot of handling of wood because you're able to move it from one spot to another. Because when we use the splitter, like you see over to the side, we can put the elevator right up to it. Whether we're using the Ultra or this one that's on loan for us from Wolf Ridge, we're able to take the wood, just shove it off the end. It goes up the elevator, into the trailer, hooked onto the tractor, and then we can haul it and put it where we want. We can use it in our bins so that we can actually pile the wood up even higher, which is really nice. Elevator is awesome. They're very nice to have. I highly recommend it. You should try it. Bonus number 7. Try one of these bad boys. Firewood processor has, again, changed the game. We're able to produce so much wood so fast, it's not even funny. A lot of people ask me, Chris, how can we run the processor more? Because I only sell so much wood, I only have so much time. This thing produces wood so fast that in one day, if I have help, if we have 2 guys here, we can process a complete full load semi-load of firewood. So 12, 13, 14 cords. If we want to, we could do it in one day. That's all great and everything, but I have other stuff going on. A lot of people think all I do is sit here in the wood yard thinking about what am I going to do next. I have a lot of other stuff going on, so this has really saved me a lot of time because I have a lot of deliveries to do. I have piling of wood to do into the racks. I love cutting with a saw yet, with a chainsaw, because there's small stuff that isn't really good for the processor because it doesn't really save you a lot of time. There's really big stuff that can't go through a processor, or very crooked, crotchy stuff that can't go through a processor. So I enjoy cutting all that. I like going to the woods and cutting. I like getting tree service wood. There's a lot of other things that I like doing when it comes to firewood, but the processor, unbelievably awesome. If you ever get a chance to run one, give it a try. If you're ever at any of the logging shows, give it a try. Easton Made makes some great machines. This thing is a screamer. We call it the big girl, and she can make wood fast. Fast is good when it comes to firewood production. Basically what you want to do in all of these steps I mentioned, I said it was only going to be 5, but I know 7 was the number I came up with. I never was good at counting in math. What you want to do is cut out the handling of the wood, speed up the process, make it easier so you can do more. More generally is the name of the game when it comes to production of anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Speed is one of the components that matters the most, and that's what all of these things that I talked about will give you. Speed and give you ability to do more. So there you go. There's 5 plus 2 bonuses, 7 for the day. Aren't you lucky? That's all I got for today, folks. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with another video. Right now, go watch all my videos. There's 1,500 on my channel. Good night, Irene.